Folks, welcome to Everything Pro Wrestling. Everything Pro Wrestling is a show by the fans, for the fans. And I am your host, Conrad Cushman, and we are here today to review the Monday Night Raw portion of the Superstar Shakeup. If you guys are just visiting this channel, do me a favor, make sure you click the like button on the video, helps more people to see the video. And also, make sure if you're not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We're trying to hit that goal. We're trying to move towards that 500. So we did very well for WrestleMania season. Let's keep it up. And if you guys want to get some of the latest in everything pro wrestling merch, down below we have a TeePublic store. Make sure you guys check out the two designs. You can pick colors. You can get coffee mugs, notebooks, pillows, whatever you want with the EPW logos on it. Make sure you support the brand. I don't want any money for free. I'm not asking for Patreon. Help out, buy a shirt, get some cool merch for yourself. Helps the brand out. What is going on, everybody? Rob, you're going to want to stay tuned and listen to this. Trust me. Eric, Brennan, what is happening, bro? Thank you so much for joining me. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe, man. Connor, shout out to you. Thank you so much, too, for your kind words on Facebook. All right. Let's get into this, guys. Monday Night Raw was live from Montreal, Quebec, Canada tonight. The crowd was on fire. Absolutely loved the Montreal crowd. Really good. The show starts off with Stephanie McMahon coming out. You know, she does her whole ordeal and introduces her brother Shane. Shane comes out and they announce this best in the world. First things first. I don't want to hear about this I'm tired of hearing CM Punk chants when WWE is doing things that will solicit CM Punk chants. And I think they know this at this point. To call Shane McMahon the best in the world, you know that that's just going to lead to CM Punk chants. Sorry, guys, just calling it how it is. So next, we find out while Shane's in the ring, the first pick going to Raw. It's The Miz. The Miz comes out there and he hauls ass and he tries to beat the living crap out of Shane McMahon, as he probably deserves. Miz did an excellent job. I don't know how he got a cut on the side of his head, but let me say this. It added to the effect of Miz trying to be a badass babyface, made him look a little bit tougher, so I think it worked out for him in his favor. He's doing a much better job with this babyface run, too, than other people. We've got some comments already here on Shane McMahon. All right, let's see. Eric Brennan, can I just say Stephanie and Shane did not know what to do when that got loud as F, man. I agree 100% with them doing this. I like it. I like it. Jesus is chanting for Shane. I like it. Busted wide open. Lit. Conrad is an understatement. Hey, DP, what's happening? I see you in the chat, brother. Make sure you guys are talking, leaving your opinions on what we're talking about here. Goober316, I see you, bro. Austin. Austin, we're going to get to what I was talking about with you on Twitter as well, so stay tuned. So after that, Raw, we get The Miz, who is out there. He looks like a badass. Cool. We go to the next segment. We get to Ricochet. He gets a new kind of entrance. So Ricochet's theme didn't change, similar to Seth Rollins. He had this like Speedy Gonzalez sound effect though in the beginning, like you just hear pew, and then all of a sudden you hear one and only, and it was just weird and different. Do I hate it? I'm indifferent about it at this point. Maybe it's something that'll catch on. Listen, when Seth Rollins and the Burn It Down first happened, everybody first hated that immediately. I didn't think it was that bad, and then it caught on, and now look at it. Vince McMahon's a genius for that. I have to give him his props when it's time to give him his props. But this match here, I am about to probably shit all over Vince McMahon for what he has done. So we get people getting brought up, right? So you're waiting to see. So Ricochet and Aleister Black are out there. They're teaming up with Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder. They're facing the Revival. Well, who are the Revival's tag team partners? It's a new tag team, apparently, called the Viking Experience. What the hell is a Viking Experience? Who thought this was a good name for the War Raiders? So the War Raiders, the current NXT Tag Team Champions, have been called up to Monday Night Raw. What the hell is it, dude? Who? I don't even know. I don't even know because I'm going to start cursing. So they came up with this horrible name. They come out, they changed their names. It's not Hanson and Rowe anymore. Dude, they're called freaking Ivar and Eric. What the hell? Someone Googled popular Viking names and Ivar's name came up. That's how you guys come up with names. That is what the creative control was. My problems, where was the NXT Tag Team Championships? That is also a problem. Vince is an out of touch old dip. Not saying that. They need to turn them heel. So it looks like they've made them heels already as the Viking Experience. I don't like that already because they were baby faces to everybody else. Why would you do something like this, WWE? Whatever. We get into the match. We see the fallout happens on Zack Ryder. 1, 2, 3. The Viking Experience gets their pinfall victory over the tag champs. Cool. Very cool. DP has to be Vince's move there. Absolutely a Vince move. I want to discuss a tweet, though, from Mick Foley. Because, Mick, I love you. But we're about to get into it a little bit because I disagree with part of your statement. Let's get to the original. Mick Foley states, and I'm reading this right off my phone from Twitter, names can be tweaked if the talent is there to back it up, which in case it is. Does the name Kane the Undertaker ring any bells? Kane the Undertaker, didn't hate the name, but you know what? Cool, the Undertaker, I get it. It's shortened. Kane the Undertaker's a lot to say. Perfectly fine with that. But then a fan goes, they do, but why change it in the first place? This is another fan who responded to him. If the name was already absolutely fine, why would you make it worse and then say it could be tweaked? I'm with this fan. I'm with it. So, getting back to this Viking Experience name, Mick Foley responds with this. Anything with the word war in it is not going to fly in WWE in 2019. The Warlord is now taking bookings at Viking Lord, and the old Attitude Era Raw episodes have been renamed Raw is Viking. So, number one, I get Foley was being cheeky, he was trying to be funny, whatever you want to call it, all right? Use that word for my English fans out there. But, dude, if you're in NXT, why are people so... This is mind-boggling shit to me. So you're down in NXT. You're coming up with names for stuff. You go, okay, the War Raiders is approved for the name. I like it. Why would you go up to the main roster and that's not a good name? You can't use the word war. So you mean to tell me that while you're in NXT, there's a huge disconnect between WWE and NXT. I don't give a damn what anybody says. That needs to be fixed instantly. That's a huge problem for all of this. I'm not feeling it at all. I see some people saying that they're not feeling this either. Vince is turning Triple H Gold into chicken. Oh yeah. Ryder and Hawkins are trash from Jesus. Goober says nothing wrong with the names Hanson and Rowe. I agree, Goober. DP, rather keep Hanson and Rowe's name. It's badass. Mick Foley is dumb for that. I'm not saying Foley's dumb per se, but I don't agree with the stance that he's taking on this. Viking Experience, the name sucks. I'm sorry. It's just a bad name. You could have called them the Hell Raiders. You could have called them a million other things. And that name came from someone on YouTube, user The Big Dog. So, whatever. I don't get it, dude. It's a horrible name. I disagree with Mick Foley. Ivar and Eric? Ivar, what the hell's an Ivar? Trash, dude. Complete trash. They ruined them already. Like, they have an uphill battle. They gotta hope now that their in-ring stuff gets over. Sounds like a roller coaster ride. Yeah, you got that right. The Viking Experience. I don't know what the hell they're doing. So, they ended up getting the win. We then find out Cedric Alexander is on Monday Night Raw. I agree with this move. I talked about it in my WrestleMania podcast preview with Brian Mazik and Brian Williams. I think Cedric Alexander is above 205 Live at this point. I'm not saying that he's like the greatest thing ever and he's going to be a world champion, but I don't think the guy belongs on 205 Live. He is better than just being limited to having matches with only cruiserweights. Cedric Alexander is someone who I think can elevate and push himself into a tag team or a mid-card spot easily. Good to see Cedric Alexander get that push on Monday Night Raw. I am down. How backstage has the fetish for the name Eric? I feel like half the roster's name is Eric. You know what's crazy? He spells it like Eric Rowan too. Very odd. Very odd. But good to see Cedric on Raw. Now right here, match of the night in my opinion. We have Finn Balor versus the new Raw superstar Andrade Cien Almas. The Everything Pro Wrestling group on Facebook was lit for this one. I'm telling you, they were really feeling this match. It was a really good match in my opinion. I thought it was very well done. Both guys got all their stuff in. I love that we got the Andrade classic spot where he goes for the moonsault. The guy moves a little bit. Andrade then sets up and then does another moonsault, like a standing flip over. And then Finn Balor knew it. Shotgun drop kick. There was just so much goodness in this match. Zelina Vega played her role finally like she did in NXT, doing hurricanranas on Finn Balor, which led to the hammerlock DDT. 1, 2, 3. My man, Andrade Cien Almas picks up the win. I thought this was a really good match. Really enjoyed it. My match of the night. If you're going to go back out and check anything out, that would be good. What are we saying in the chat here, boys? I'm seeing a lot of stuff here. Cedric versus Almas feud. That wouldn't be bad. Odd indeed. Eric versus Eric. Goober's a big Andrade fan. I see him in the chat. Okay. But I thought that was a good match. We got highlights of John Cena and The Undertaker destroying Elias. Lots of WrestleMania highlights on the show. Did anyone else feel like that in the live chat? Like, why? PR Nightmare, what up? Good to have you in here, bro. Just to review on Monday Night Raw, we just talked about that horrible Viking Experience name. You're just going to want to go back just to hear that rant, I promise you. So, Elias comes out next. He's out there waiting, and he starts talking about Faceless or something. I knew instantly in my head, I'm like, Rey Mysterio? And then 2 seconds later, booyaka, booyaka. Rey Mysterio's coming out. Rey Mysterio was walking very gingerly still on that ankle, so hopefully he's not too injured from all that. But he's not 100% still, you could tell. But Rey Mysterio also had almost a really bad botch, but he managed to save it, sort of, where he did the springboard. It looked like he was supposed to hurricanrana or head scissors Elias, but it turned out wrong. He slipped. So hopefully that ankle heals up and he gets better. But Rey Mysterio on Raw, I think it's a good move. Doesn't seem too bad, in my opinion. DP says Almas is going to do well on Raw. Give him about till the end of the year to capture his first title. I can see Almas even being a Money in the Bank person to mix it up. Maybe that's just me though, but so Rey Mysterio comes out, he sets up everything, but then we get Lars Sullivan to come out. Lars Sullivan destroys Rey Mysterio with the freak accident and a gut wrench power bomb. Lars Sullivan, they're building this guy up to be dominant, and I noticed something else during his entrance. They made sure that he looked bigger than he really is. The cameraman was down low, and it's shooting Lars up because Lars is a massive dude. He's just not tall. But you won't be able to tell that from how these camera shots are done. They make Lars Sullivan look like he's 6'7", 6'8", and he's going to tear someone apart. Very wise camera shooting. So I have to give Kevin Dunn his props, too, at that point. I'm not saying that's not even a popular thing to say, but excuse me as I get a drink from the Red Cup of Doom. Yes. So we get to the hype for the 6-man tag match that's going to be the main event. It's going to be Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, and a mystery partner from SmackDown Live versus Lashley, Corbin, and Drew. I instantly groaned as soon as I heard about Corbin and Lashley even being in this match. Ugh. And that's no disrespect. I don't know. I'm not feeling the Baron Corbin gimmick. He's got to change it up. And Lashley. All right. Rude and Gable come out. Rude and Gable basically like open up a challenge for the tag teams. Shout out to the guy who messed up the graphics for this because you saw who it was instantly before. And the Usos come out to answer the challenge. The Usos were hyped for this match. Is Lars' new gimmick destroying legends? Perhaps. So he comes out. The Usos are out there. They're hyped. They're like shaking their hair. They're ready for this moment. And the Usos end up picking up the win with a double splash on Chad Gable. 1, 2, 3. It was an alright match. Good for what it was. I think it's time for Rude and Gable. I think it's time for them to consider splitting them up. I like Chad Gable, and I really hope he gets a role out of this. But Bobby Roode needs to be a heel, man. He was born to play a heel, and I think it's time for them to give him that shot. But overall, decent match for that one. Alexa Bliss and Sami Zayn segment next. Dude, Sami Zayn is freaking over. They played his music 3 times, and Montreal went nuts for him. Sami Zayn is as over as poutine is in Canada. I'm telling you, if you don't know what that is, look it up. I've never had it before, but everyone tells me it's good. So, dude, Sami Zayn just owns the fans once again, does his thing on the microphone. I would recommend going back and just seeing that segment for what it was. People love Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is doing great things. Mark Henry recently brought up that Sami Zayn is a future main event player, and I agree with that. Poutine is good, according to Goober. So, on Goober's recommendation, go get some poutine. Yeah. All right, we get to match number 4. The WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Iconics, are going to be facing Bayley. They show a segment where Bayley can't reach Sasha on the phone. Don't know what's really going on here with that. Not going to get into the Sasha comments because I don't feel that's probably another video in and of itself, so I'm going to avoid that for right now. But she needs a new partner. Who joins Monday Night Raw? It's Naomi. Naomi comes out there making everybody feel the glow. The Iconics, the team that just won the Raw Women's Tag titles, they end up eating a belly to Bayley and a split-legged moonsault from Naomi. 1, 2, 3. Bayley and Naomi win over the new tag team champions. Not saying it was a bad match, but why did the Iconics beat Sasha and Bayley if you're going to have them lose to a random tag team on Raw? Anyway, the champs were chumps tonight. All the champs looked really bad for the most part, except for 2. And we'll get into who those were in a moment here. We get another, like, weird dinosaur promo where he's coming out the box and everything else. I know a lot of people are thinking that this is probably Bray Wyatt, but different. Just very different to see these promos. I'll get into that later because that's going to come up again real quick. EC3 versus Braun Strowman. EC3 gets a half an entrance. I thought that maybe they were going to do something with him and push him. No, Braun Strowman chokeslams him through a stage, and the match never gets started because Braun's the animal, and he had to look big and bad. I don't know who the hell EC3 pissed off or whose Cheerios he pissed in, but they do not like him at all. And maybe it's from his comments when he was in Impact Wrestling saying he wanted to make WWE pay for missing out on him as a talent. And he didn't say those exact words. I'm adjusting a little bit, but EC3, maybe he caught some heat with his comments by saying that back in the day, and they don't like that now. I don't know. I think EC3 deserves a chance. I'm not saying WWE title, but let's give the guy a couple matches and see what he can do. See if he can get some people behind him and let him have a microphone. Let Drake Maverick manage him if you're going to do all that. If he's going to be a manager, that's the guy he should manage. They have great chemistry together. We get Becky Lynch versus Ruby Riott. Oh, man. What another pointless match for the Riott Squad. Not saying that Becky shouldn't have won, but the Riott Squad have not won a match, it feels like, in months at this point. When's the last time they won a match on TV? Does anybody know? I'm not saying Becky 2 Belt should have not won here, but I don't know. I thought they could have had a different match or a different person in this match. Maybe Sarah Logan could have been in there, but Ruby Riott's in there. She probably wanted the TV time. The disarmor for the tap out, and that's it. And then Natalya comes out, and they go to a commercial break. Odd commercial break still exists. Don't want to even bring that up. But Natalya comes out, makes a beeline to the ring, and says she wants to challenge Becky Lynch. And if you know anything about their history, Mick Foley, once again, retweeted some cool photos of Becky Lynch and Natalya when they were younger, and they were tag team partners and stuff. Very cool to see that, and I wish WWE would utilize that footage later on. As they get into it, they're in the ring. Becky Lynch is in there ready for the challenge, and then Lacey Evans comes out. Lacey Evans announces that she is on Monday Night Raw, and she wants the Raw Women's Championship, and the McMahons told her on good authority that she's going to have a match with Natalya. They have a match. Lacey Evans survives the sharpshooter, hits her with the woman's right, and she does a moonsault. Her moonsaults look similar to Cody Rhodes and Kurt Angle. She got very high up there, and I thought at one point she may have broke Natalya's arm the way she landed. Eee, that was not good. What is going on, Obi-Wan? I see you in the chat as well, good sir. Yeah, I thought she almost broke her arm there, so not good stuff. Scared me a little bit. But all in all, Lacey Evans picks up the win with that moonsault on Natalya. Hopefully Natalya's all right. Afterwards, we get an interview segment with Reigns, Rollins interview segment, and they're not announcing who their partner is. And I think a lot of people could guess who it was, but they were making you wait. Now, before we get into the main event, we get another creepy promo. Now, I like this one way better. I don't know if you guys like it better, but let me know in the chat. That creepy promo with the dolls, it was way better than the dinosaurs. Like, that stuff is kind of scary. And I love horror movies, Child's Play, Freddy Krueger, whatever, Jason, it doesn't matter. I love all of them. Leprechaun even bad ones that I can laugh at. Leprechaun in the Hood, one of my personal favorites. So they're sitting there, and there's all these dolls, and the dolls in the rocking chair. It feels like Bray Wyatt. It's so eerie. The harlot, Obi-Wan, you are the man. Oh, that never gets old in any chat. So, making me laugh. We get that. I really think it's Bray Wyatt. We need to build Bray Wyatt up, and hopefully he gets into a better position from all of this. The question is, when does he finally make his debut? Do they wait? Do they rush it through? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I really like that promo so much better than the one with the dinosaur. Main event time. We have Drew McIntyre, Baron Corbin, and Bobby Lashley versus Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and the phenomenal AJ Styles is on Monday Night Raw. This match was boring as all hell. You got what you got at this point. I think I was just starting to feel fatigued because I did not pay attention to this main event at all. I was on my phone, talking on Twitter. Give me a follow at EPW Show if you guys want. Yeah, there was nothing happening to this. I mean, I would looked up once in a while, but I didn't care. We get to the finish of the match. Lashley has a pen on AJ Styles after he slams him, and then Rollins comes in and makes a save with a curb stomp, lead to a spear from Roman Reigns and a phenomenal forearm from AJ Styles. Lashley eats the pin. 1, 2, 3. AJ Styles looks successful in his big Monday Night Raw debut. I do not like the match, just enjoyed who the third guy was to come to Raw. Yes, and this could lead to a bunch of really good matches too, guys. We've got some different things going on. We saw a graphic of Eric Young being on Monday Night Raw. Are they splitting up Sanity? This could be one of the biggest missed opportunities by WWE as well. Who knows what Eric Young's role is going to be going forward. We're going to have to wait and see. I'm pretty sure there'll be like a little supplemental draft too if they're going to change a couple people around who nobody was thinking of. Because I'm surprised some other names didn't get moved. But we'll see what happens tomorrow night on SmackDown Live. Who is going to be making some moves? Balor versus Styles too. I'm down, man. I want to see Balor versus Styles eventually. Or again, I should say. I want to see Rollins versus Styles for the WWE or the WWE Universal title. I think Dunn and Murphy join SmackDown Live. Yes, I do too. I think it's time. Buddy Murphy, same thing as Cedric Alexander. He's done with that. But guys, it's time for the new ratings for the show. For Monday Night Raw, we're either doing thumbs up or thumbs down. There's no thumbs in the middle. You either say it was a good show, bad show. I'm going to give it a thumbs up because tonight flew by and it didn't feel as much of a chore as it usually is, but I think the Superstar Shakeup added to that. I hate that Viking Experience name. They did a lot of crappy stuff on here, but the show felt a lot better to me. We got a didn't watch. Jesus says thumbs down. Austin Stroop says thumbs up. 5 out of 10 for me. All right, Bret Hart. So, I don't know what to tell you guys. Is it a great Raw? No. Is it an okay Raw? Meh. It's it's passable. Like, basically what I'm trying to say is it was decent. There's stuff that would have kept you hooked throughout the show. I've basically given away everything, though, if you're listening to me. But is it worth going back and watching? I'd say no. There's a couple things that I would. Thumbs up, but I'll get it 4 out of 10. DP. Won't know until work tomorrow on Hulu. Yeah, watch the hour-and-a-half version. It'll be much better for your soul. But guys, with that being said, I was upset about the Viking experience. Obi-Wan, make sure you go back and listen to the very beginning of this. I went in about that. Even about Mick Foley's tweet with it. And that's with all due respect to Mick Foley. Like, I'm not trying to diss the guy. I just kind of disagree with that. If you have that name set up and they can't use it on the main roster, NXT should know then that this name isn't going to fly, so you need to change it. Kevin is going to be the top babyface on SmackDown Live. We'll have to wait and see for tomorrow. I should be back on tomorrow with a review. If I'm not on with a review, that means I'm doing a podcast about it. So make sure you guys check it out. I will be back on here tomorrow, either with a podcast or another YouTube video for SmackDown Live's review. And I hope you guys are all back to join me. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Eric Brennan, thank you for the EPW. The podcast and all that stuff is in the description. We've got merch in the description. There's a bunch of stuff in there. So check out the links, man. I'm on Spotify, Anchor. If you got an Apple phone, just go into podcast, type in Everything Pro Wrestling. You'll find me. I'm always under Everything Pro Wrestling or EPW Show or EPW. You guys will always be able to find me. With that being said, guys, check it out. Make sure if you haven't, click the like button. If you're watching this afterwards, leave a comment down below. Helps people see it, and I will get back to you and comment back. I appreciate everybody who did this review with me. And we got to chat more, dude, and discuss AEW. AEW stuff is coming, I promise. Double or Nothing is happening soon. So we will be having previews and stuff for that. So make sure you guys check me out. I'm out. Peace.